I am so glad you guys can make it to parent-teacher conferences. I am so happy I can see you again. I feel like it's been so long. But yes, thank you so much for coming to parent-teacher conferences. I'm so excited to talk about Quinley and how awesome she is and how much I have loved working with her in my classroom. She is such a hard worker. She is very passionate about learning. She's enthusiastic. And she's one of my leaders in my class. So it has been such a delight. Thank you for letting me have her in my classroom. So today I'm just kind of going to go over the general overview really quick. So the first thing is I'm just going to tell you why we do assessments in our classroom and why they're super important for second grade. And I'm going to show you just a couple of assessments I did for Quinley. And then kind of tell you maybe just some areas that she could use some more support. Nothing really big. And then just tell you how I'm going to help her, and then give you some just like little suggestions that you could do at home. Does that sound good? Okay, awesome. So I believe as a teacher that assessments are necessary instruments used in the elementary school. They help me as a teacher each and every day so I can help my students learn, so I can see if they have achieved the objective I have set for them, or do I need to reteach it? Where should I go from there? So it's kind of just like it's like a starting point, like, okay, did they meet the objective? No, okay, let's go back, reteach. If they met the objective, okay, what am I going to teach next? So I can just always be improving, and I can always be fulfilling each and every student's needs. Sorry. I also believe that assessments should be ongoing throughout the year. I don't believe in just testing them once and being like, okay, there you go. I believe in just ongoing throughout the year. That way me and the student are always on track. They can see where they are. They can base, okay, do I need to be working harder on this? Do I need to change my behavior? What can I do to better achieve this objective? So that is why I think assessments are important and why they are super important in the second grade, because we do a ton of testing or assessments in the second grade just to kind of see where they're at, what did they learn in the first grade, how are we going to get them to the third grade, what reading level are they at, how can I improve their reading levels to make it so they can get a higher reading level in the third grade. I just really want to get my students on the ball, working hard, and wanting to improve daily, and that is what Quinley has been doing. So as a teacher, I just feel like it has been such a blessing to have Quinley in my classroom, especially during doing assessments, because she is wanting to work, wanting to listen to my instruction, and wanting to improve. So a couple assessments I have taken recently are a running record assessment, and I have done a phonemic awareness assessment, both of which she scored super high, so that was awesome. Just a area of not concern, but just like that where she needs some extra support is with appropriate reading rate. Based on the running record and phonemic awareness, she did score super high. Her accuracy rate was a 97, and her self-correction ratio was a 1 to every 4 words. So she may have several dots of words, but then she quickly just self-corrected herself and went on. The other assessment I conducted was a rhyming task, which is within the phonemic awareness assessments, and her total score was 18 out of 20. So she only missed 2 throughout that whole assessment, which was awesome. So what I did was I read like 2 words to her, and then she had to tell me, does it rhyme, does it not rhyme? And I didn't tell her if she got it right or wrong, and that was part of the assessment. So during the assessments and through observations, though, I have noticed the rate that Quinley reads is not always fluent, nor appropriate for the book or how she is reading it. Not that she's doing anything bad, it's just like the rate at which you read is part of fluency, and so that is what I was kind of observing her and assessing her on as well. So with the running record assessment, she picked a book that she knew fairly well, so she kind of sped through the whole book. She kind of missed a lot of punctuation and commas and pausing. I knew that she knew the book really well, but I did want her to read it appropriately. through observation, she has been reading books that may be a little more challenging for her, which is awesome. I want her to be pushing herself daily. But she will decode every single word and not read it fluently. So I think she just needs a little more support with appropriate reading rate. Additionally, I think Quinley is becoming a super strong reader, so I have decided to push her skills and teach her about appropriate reading rate. So that was what my explicit lesson plan was with appropriate reading rate. So I'm just going to reference a couple things. Being a new teacher, I love reading articles, and one of my favorite books thus far is Literacy in the Early Grades by, their last name is Tompkins. So what they said to help me with some fluency strategies, I was like, okay, I'm going to reference this book. I feel like it's a great resource to use. You can even buy it, you can purchase it, whatever you like. But if you ever need help with strategies with Quinley, just come to me and I can shoot you an email. So one of the things that Tompkins states is fluent readers read at least 100 words per minute. Most children reach this speed by 3rd grade, and their reading rate continues to grow each year. So I really want to get Quinley up to that. Although we're in the 2nd grade, I feel like she can get up to that 100 words more quicker if we do some of these strategies. I just want her to become stronger and more firm and more confident in her reading. So with these things, I think she can be really into that. Tompkins also stated children become more strategic readers as they learn to use speed appropriately and vary their reading rate depending on the text. So if it is a more challenging book, she can slow down, but I don't want her to like stop and decode every single word. I want her to keep going, keep progressing through the book, and really just killing it. So I believe that with these strategies, it can become habit for Quinley, and then she can just pick up the reading rate more easily. So one of the strategies that I've come up with is to have Quinley read into a whisper phone. So it's just like this. It has PVC pipe right here and right here, and so all she does is put it up to her ear while she reads, and she can monitor herself how fast or slow she's reading. So that way you can kind of hear yourself, because when you're just talking, you don't really like hear it. You hear it, but you don't like hear it. And I just feel like that's one of the best strategies that anybody can use when they're writing papers, when they're doing anything. Whisper phones are so vital and so easy to use. Another strategy I want to set in place is to give her goals each week to see how fast it will take her to read 100 words. So I can do this. I'm implementing this into our weekly interviews, because I have weekly interviews with my students. So I'm going to just do this within my weekly interview. I'm just going to give her 100 words and see how fast she reads them. And then I want to give her goals to set each week to see if she sheds off time from her initial start time. So that's one of my goals to do in the classroom. And my other goal and strategy is to read with her in the classroom. So take time to see and have her read out loud, because that helps with fluency as well. So some of the strategies that you can do at home is to pick a book that is a little above her reading level at the library. Just have her bring home like maybe a Junie B. Jones book and read it with her for guided practice. So maybe you can read it, then she reads it with you, and then she does individual practice. And always have her read out loud. That way you can monitor and see if she is reading with appropriate rate, and that way you can be helping her with this as well. Another strategy you can take is the whisper phone. You can totally make one at home, or I can make one for you and you can borrow it, whatever works best for you. And that way she can listen to herself carefully, monitoring herself, and making sure that she's reading at an appropriate rate. And I do want to emphasize that she can read more difficult books and then slow down, but I want her, when she knows a book, to I want her to slow down as well and to not speed up. But with more difficult books, maybe speed up a little bit. That way she's reading more fluently and more appropriately for the text. Okay, so I just want to tell you some of the strengths I have seen with Quinley, and one of it I have said before is that she is one of the leaders in my classroom. Although she does get a little frustrated sometimes when she has to do hard tasks, other than that, she is so easy and so hardworking, and it's a delight to work with someone who wants to work hard. From the assessments I administered recently, she scored a 97% accuracy rate on the writing record and only missed 2 on the phonemic awareness assessment. So she is right in the ballpark. She is doing great. She is strong with her math and with her artistic skills. It is awesome to see what she can draw and to paint. And I love that she has a desire to learn. She is very driven. So just some key takeaways from this fun parent-teacher conference, and I am so glad that you guys came again, is she is a great student with a lot of potential, and I want you guys to know that she has a ton of potential, and I just feel like with some of these strategies that we're going to be implementing, that she can be even stronger. So a fun challenge you guys can do at home, another strategy is record how long it takes her to read a certain passage. And then, so like how I'm going to be doing that with 100 words, maybe do it with a passage. That way it's not always like the same, like, oh, you have to read 100 words, you know? Just like give her a passage, see how fast she reads it. Does she read it in an appropriate reading rate and all of that? And then give her new goals each week or whatever works best for you. Also, read a challenging book with Quinley, maybe something above her reading level, like I said before, and just read with her, see what she's doing, and maybe you read and then she reads, and just off and on. I think that is just a great strategy to use. And then possibly make a whisper film, whatever works best. Honestly, no stress. I just want you guys to be aware of something that you guys can do at home that's easy, simple, and could really help her. But thank you so much for letting me work with your daughter. It has been such a delight, and I have loved my first year teaching and teaching with her, and it has been just stress-free with her. It's been awesome, so thank you. And if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to shoot me an email. I can, if you want to look up that book, if you need me to give you more strategies, more insights, how she's doing in class, whatever. Feel free to send me a text even, and I can email as fast as I can. And that way we can stay in touch. Thank you so much for coming to conferences. I hope this was beneficial for you. I know it was beneficial for me, and I am super excited to keep assessing and to keep working with Quinley for the rest of the year. So thank you.